mentioned the SIDS Foundation and what it is that you're, and what it is that why you're behind them, why they're behind you, and what's going on in that sense. And you touched upon something here that we want to ask you, which is when this all happened and everything happened, did you have someone to lean on at that time? And if you did, who was that person? And or did you take the brunt of all that on yourself and then deal with it in another way?
Well, I mean, at first I kind of I dealt with it the wrong way, like acting out. Mm-hmm. I thought that kind of gave me a reason to kind of, do cocaine and, feel sorry for myself. Mm. But then I kind of, had some time to reflect on it and think about it. And, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And I'll give you a quick story. So my mother passed away when I was 12 years old. And then after that, I was raised by her mother, which is my grandmother. And my grandmother was, like my second mother, who happened to be, 56 years older than me. And I lost my mother at 12 years old. She was my best friend. Well, my grandmother died on 6/29/2002. And my son wound up passing away on 6/29/2006. Ooh. So I guess just, giving it to my higher power, because there's no answers for it.
You did a documentary, Lamar Odom Reborn, and you mentioned that you still haven't sat down and really had a cry yet, because of Jaden's passing and what you're discussing right now. Has that changed in the last year or not? Are you still working through that? Is that something that's never ever going to stop needing to be worked on?
I don't really think. Yeah, I'm probably going to always have to find a way to come to grips with it, and always try to work on it, on the mental aspect of it. Mm-hmm. Forget. I got, I have to forgive myself too, because that night that he passed, or the day he passed, I was out all night partying and shit like that, and I didn't even come home that night. So I have to kind of like work through some forgiveness and for myself. Not blame myself, and just heal daily.
That's the hardest thing you can do, is to lose a child as a parent.
Yeah, I think so. That's it's the reverse cycle of life, right?
Yeah, and it's the toughest, the most meanest, and the most unexplainable one. I myself have death issues. I don't understand it ever. Do you have advice that at this point where you're at that you would give to other people that have lost children, and or that the SIDS Foundation is helping you through? And I mean,
well, I think move forward. Try to make all your decisions after that positive ones. Don't use that as an excuse to go the opposite way. Because life can still, get better.
And this is what you're learning. This is what you're learning every day now.
Yeah, and then I still have kids.
Your father, you have Destiny, right? Lamar Jr.
Yeah, that I have to live for now.
Can you share advice for families that are dealing with SIDS outside of what you just said, or parents that go through these incredibly difficult times outside of that, or look at your story and go, wow, I'm dealing with it exactly the same way he is. And then they look at their children and they go, wow, what if this happens to them too? I mean, is this something?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't really run from the hurt.
Right.
I think you have to embrace it with love. You have to keep the ones that you truly love around at that time, because again, there's no answers for it. You know, no one is going to be able to give you a physical answer for it. So there's a space that always feels empty.
A void,
Empty.
like a
Yeah.
void. What do you, your Mother's Day plan this year?
No, Mother's Day plans. I feel like doing something for my children's mother.
Women,
For
right?
for my children's mother and for my aunt.
That's beautiful.
My aunt doesn't have any children, but she has 27 nieces and nephews under her.
Wow.
Yeah.
That includes you.
Yeah, that includes me.
Wow. Wow. So you does the whole family get together and everybody in one place, one shot?
Yeah, we usually go back to my house in South Jamaica, Queens. And most likely we'll all get together and do something there.
How are you doing during COVID? And has it impacted you at all?
I think it's impacted all of us. You know, I don't think a lot of us aren't built to just all of a sudden be in jail for, what was it? Has it been 2 years, 3 years now?
2 years and wanting to put our head through a window, pretty much, yeah.
And all the days feel like the same day.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah. But I mean, I think mentally I'm doing fine. I feel like I'm strong.
Okay.
And
which is good.
The Big Brother house was definitely a test to that.
You still throw the ball around?
You know what? I have it in a little bit, but I feel like I'm getting antsy. I'm watching the NBA playoffs, and I feel like I might want to shoot around a little bit.
What do you think about the controversy going on with Kyrie Irving? What are your feelings about that, if any?
I don't really see the big deal. I think it hurt them playing wise. I think it hurt his team, but every man has a choice to make on his own. Mm-hmm. So I can't sit here and fault him for it. His decision was his decision. If he likes it, I love it.
All right. What did you fondest memories from the Lakers? Is there one that sticks out? Are there 10 that stick out? Is that too hard to just isolate one moment?
Oh, basketball memory?
Yeah. What specifically with the Lakers? What would be?
Oh man, you gotta understand. Fuck, I played with one of the best ever, man.
Kobe.
So many, man. I mean, shit. I was on the court when Kobe got 62 and the Dallas Mavericks had 61. Just being around him every day, practicing and feeding off his energy.
Yeah, the loss of Kobe is quite profound. Memories. Do you have any specific memories maybe you haven't shared with anyone besides what you just said here, on or off the court, that really, really moved you internally as a human?
Well, when I was in the Big Brother house, I dreamt him often. I was there for 26 days, and I dreamt him 6 times. And his dreams I can remember vividly because he was talking to me. And I don't know, his spirit. The last dream that I had, it was so vivid. I went to go get a tattoo of him on my neck. His spirit is so strong that wherever he is, he's not too far away.
You feel I'm with you.
Yeah.
Numerous celebrities go to the Lakers game. I mean, playing for the Lakers is like.
Yeah, for me, that was the ultimate thing about it, was that everybody that you're a fan of is sitting down and cheering for you. It's fucking crazy. I'm a big time like movie buff and shit like that. To have Jack saying, "Get him, O."
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't give, if that ain't gonna pump you up, and then you look to the left, to the right corner, you see Denzel sitting in the seat, stays there all the time, and everybody from the music world pops in and out. Let me tell you something what's so incredible about the Lakers game. One game we beating the shit out of, and this is a true story. We beating the shit out of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Black Eyed Peas was there. And they just gave the Black Eyed Peas the mic, and they just started a whole fucking concert. What was the name of that song? What was the name of that song? Can you feel it? Yeah, it's tonight's gonna be a good night. The whole fucking crowd is singing it with the Black Eyed Peas.
That's awesome.
Only place that's ever gonna happen is at a Laker game.
Is that it? Now, do you have a favorite celebrity that you met at a Laker game, and you were just, besides what you just said is absolutely incredible, but is there one that sticks out? Was it you have a favorite that you happen to have met at a game that you did not expect, or something to that?
I would say Jack. I would say, because what surprised me was kind of like how into the game that he was.
Nicholson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not just sitting there. Like, you know what I mean?
He's coaching.
It's like he surprised me. Like, you got a second coach on a coach with Jack Nicholson. So I think that's what kind of surprised me the most, was how much he was really into the game. I could tell he understands what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and they don't stop him either. So he'll stand right up and get right on the court and tell you, right?
Yeah, and then the Lakers. What other team is gonna let one of their main parts of their team trying to win a championship, fucking have a own reality show during the season? Only the Lakers can understand something like that.
Right. So, well, of course, Hollywood. What do you have any advice for up and coming basketball players that in today's world, today's times, everything pressure, more pressure, social media is a pressure, everything. Everyone has to be super careful now.
Yeah, I think because of just seeing with the pandemic, like, you really never know.
Right.
And then on top of the pandemic, you're gonna be, you're gonna be not playing a lot longer than you're gonna be playing. Right. So just be safe with, who you pick to be around you, and who you pick to go on this journey with you. Because it won't last that long.
Right. It's a blink of an eye.
Yeah, it's a blink of an eye.
You did a celebrity. Fred, we're in this industry. We hear, when you get into this place, you hear these great stories. You did a celebrity fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did a couple celebrity fights, or you did a celebrity
fight?
Two.
I did two.
And you beat the crap out of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But boxing been one of my favorite pastimes, and a lot of people don't know. In my best years with the Lakers, I used boxing as an extra workout. Because to be in shape, I'm an athlete, so I kind of just, from watching the sport of boxing, I kind of just realized how good of a shape they have to be in. So I kind of use boxing as an extra workout, just to give me that extra edge defensively and mentally, and that extra push for the fourth quarters to dig in, to get it from my balls.
Yep.
Always been a big fan of boxing.
You think would you ever box again under any circumstance? What do you think about the Paul brothers? And
yeah, no, they're doing that thing, and I realized, like, being an athlete, there's a lot of things athletically that I can pull off if I'm in shape. I've even thought about trying to do a Tom Brady, and trying to at least play overseas or something like that. I'm only 42.
The money. Now they'll pay you a lot of money if you went overseas.
Yeah, probably would. They probably would, or they would have to. I would make them. That's the only way I would go. But you know, I would only play if I'm like if I can really get in shape.
Is there any team overseas in particular that you keep an eye on that that would be the team that you would maybe reach out to, or maybe have secretly already reached out to you that you can't talk about, or you just, it's always on the table if you want to go grab it, something to that effect, or are you just open to anywhere overseas?
Well, one of my ex teammates owns a team in Spain, and I think you could figure that out who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owns a team in Spain, and he told me if I was serious about it, and I really got in shape, and he can give me a good look.
Back to the boxing gym, man.
Yeah.
That's the best cardio you could possibly get.
Yeah. Hell yeah.